Welcome back to the chat right here on ChannelOne TV with me, called Kumsin. Confirm on all social media platforms, PK_Kumsin. Kumsin spelled with a double N. You can also join the conversation. Our WhatsApp number 0204447033 or drop us a message on all social media platforms, hashtag their chat. I mean, X, Facebook, anywhere. I'll be glad to read a message from you. If you find me, in this regalia or this smoke, you should know the Heritage Month is here. We are celebrating our heritage from the 1st of March to the 31st of March. Everything would be about Ghana. I really wish I could speak the local language. Do you know any local language, Emily?
I really wish I did.
You really wish you did? All right, so today we'll have the conversation in our local language. Is that fine?
I mean, I have to learn one way or another, right?
Yeah, anyway. I don't know. Yeah, it's the same. What I say, you make a cheek kakra, ne akabrofo so kakra, and then you obruni koko and tim. It's an enemy kachi. Oh my God, I'm dying. But yeah, it feels good. Seven, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
How is
You should have told me you were doing the National Smoke Day, or is it National?
No, it's Heritage Month.
Heritage Month.
So
yeah.
every single day on TV, anytime I show up on TV, I must rep our heritage one way or the other.
Okay. Is ChannelOne giving out the smoke, or I need to buy my own?
Oh, you get your own smoke, bro.
Please get one for Emily too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any smoke, or have you tried any of our African or Ghanaian clothing yet?
Yes, I
Which
did.
one?
I have some kente.
Oh.
Like I have a very beautiful dress in kente. Yes, but I would love to get one of those.
Yeah, the smoke.
Yes.
Ah, you have to. I'll be going to the north very soon, so I'll just take your size and I'll see if I can get you some.
Please.
I will. Anyway. All right, guys. So I have Seven Xavier, who is the president of Ghana Music Alliance, here with us. Sorry about that. And then I have Emily Mazel, who is the project lead for the conversation we are about to have. And what we're talking about today, we are talking about strategic partnerships. You know, alliances are good. Partnering with people is very good. We've had this long-standing partnership between Ghana and Nigeria in every sense of the word partnership, like banter, music collaborations, everything. Now it is Ghana and France, and we are exploring the boundaries when it comes to music, copyright, giving people training and everything. I have these two wonderful people to drive the conversation, to give us more details about this. How can people join the next project if there is even one, and how can we make it even better and bigger? So you're welcome back. Can you tell me a bit about the partnership? What birthed this whole partnership? And I'll start with you, Emily, and maybe Seven can join it.
All right. Thank you. So this project revolves around the music value chain in general and about the remuneration of artists. So we chose two different parts of the music value chain to work on together. So the first one is about copyrights and a strengthened environment for copyright. The second one is about live music and about new spaces and heritage spaces, actually, for music and music venues. So regarding the first one, the idea is to empower the music creators through this specific link called the music publishing. So maybe I will let Seven explain a bit more what this is so that I don't make any mistakes. But yes, the idea is to find partnership together between musicians and their managers and their music publishers in France and in Ghana. So obviously a lot of people in Europe, everyone has their eyes on African music, right?
Yeah.
It's everywhere. It's global. It's the one global sound right now. And at the same time, the idea is that obviously the industries in Africa, but also in Ghana, are global, but that their intellectual property and infrastructure as well remain theirs. And are not, you know. Yes.
I feel you.
Yes.
But one thing I wanted to know before Seven comes in is why Ghana? Why not any other African country, but Ghana specifically? Because Seven knows I have my biases when it comes to some of these things. Yeah, he was telling you something off air, right? So let's say, why not Kenya, but Ghana? Why?
Okay, so The stars aligned here, I must say. So, you know, we had a good conversation with the Ministry of Culture. We had good conversations with the French Embassy. The market is also, well, the music in Ghana is also really well known and special. And I think also, for instance, if you had to choose between Ghana and Nigeria, as you mentioned Nigeria before, I think it was also easier to start a project, a pilot project like that in Ghana.
All right. I just hope one day it's not just a pilot project, and then when we are cooking something, when it's ready, then we just take it out there. But Seven, anything you want to add to this? I mean, this whole partnership, what does this stand for? What does it mean? And I mean, anything to add to it?
Okay, so I know you want to hear a story, so I'll tell you a story. I met a few French folks at AC Sutherland's place. What was it called? Abofra, something. She has a place where she has musical stuff, like creative stuff, mostly musical.
AC Sutherland, the creative director.
Yes.
Okay.
Her granddaughter or something.
Okay,
yeah.
Sure.
I think I forgot the name of the place, but I was there for a showcase. They were doing a showcase, and I met a few people from France, and we were talking about music and stuff. And then I met, I'm not sure what his title was, but he's a very nice guy. I think he left now. He was with the embassy, and Thomas.
Yeah.
And then we got into talking, and it was really random conversations, and I had no idea exactly why they were asking certain questions, but they asked questions, and whatever. I was with Kofi that day, so yeah.
Special shout outs to you, Beat Menace.
Special shout out. I was with him, and we talked. So it was like, hey, let's get your number, and we'll talk it more. So I'm like, cool. Then it ended to like another conversation, and then it got to the point where we have certain things in mind that you wanted to help the Ghana music industry with, and we want to brainstorm and see if it makes sense, So, as in like the typical Alliance fashion, we're like super excited to know that this is something positive coming to the industry. So basically, when we talked, it was like she said, music publishing, and then live music.
Okay, live music.
Music publishing, copyright, and live music. Okay. That was also the two main things. And then live, actually, I mean, the plans would encompass live music and festivals. The festival hasn't happened yet, but they have some other things that they did on the side. So the funny thing is, it's 2022, maybe? This conversation I'm talking about, yes, 2022.
Is that recent?
2022 was when the conversation was had.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's very recent that you've been able to start it off already. Because for some of these things, especially when it comes to partnerships, it would take so long.
I would definitely give it to the French, because I guess they wanted to do it. They wanted to do it, really wanted to do it, and they had budgeted and everything for it. So, talking to us, we gave our insights about the industry. And what we would really need, and it's.
I hope you give them the good ones only.
You have to give the good and the bad.
That's why they are here.
You have to get in the good, because if I painted all nice and rosy, let's keep our money. They don't need us, But I had to let them know what we needed, what is lacking, and so the industry is really comprised of recording. It's the music industry at the top is divided into like the recording industry, the publishing industry, and then the touring.
The touring, okay.
Yes, we do the
recording.
Where
does the business of it lie?
Everything lies in the recording. So the recording is where you record. So it says recording, but the recording means recording, marketing, promo, getting into the DSP, distribution. All that lies under the recording industry. Okay. That's basically recording and getting the music out, marketing, everything. That's that one. Then the music publishing comes in. Now, a label will be under like the recording. It's you're putting new songs out all the time. That's what you're doing. Now, what happens when like a year or two later, songs are still being played? They're probably being used for commercials and stuff like that. That's when a publishing company comes in and they manage your catalog or your copyright. Because unfortunately for us, I mean, going back a few years, you could hear a commercial on TV and somebody just took somebody's music and just used it. Yeah. No permission acts, nothing. It was, so this is when a copyright comes in. A copyright a publishing company can basically, hey, you used our song, we are suing you for $1 million. That's where the publishing comes in. So the publishing also is the reason why I would say in this day and age, like this year or even last year, you still hear that Michael Jackson or Bob Marley is still making $50 million.
Yeah, it's making so much money.
So much of their catalog.
Posthumously.
Because the publishing company is working.
Yeah.
Making sure the songs are in movies, songs are used for commercials, the songs are being exploited in various ways to make money. You know, because the label is concerned about new music out. That's what they're concerned about. And the publishing will do the rest of the work. Just make sure that your interest as a songwriter is protected. So the song you recorded really belongs to the label.
Yeah.
But what you own in it is your copyrights or the publishing, which the publishing company takes care of that for you.
And then now the touring
And then the touring bit is also where the live performances and going on tour and all the good stuff. That's what most artists like, that being able to go on the road and make money.
road shows
and all that.
A dip on the road.
That's what happens. So it happens that I think the recording parts we are pretty okay, but the publishing does not exist in Ghana. And they're touring to Charlie. The boys are playing 2 shows, 3 shows a whole year. It's no money. Do you know how many shows you have to play in France to be considered a musician, to get like government grants and stuff?
Tell me.
45. It's 45 shows.
Yeah, it's like at
45
least
shows. At least 45 shows.
45 live shows.
Yes, whatever. However.
Okay, so let's say 45 festivals. So it's not 45. Let's say I play in a pub every weekend. Does that count as part of the 45, or 45 standard stage shows?
No, I mean, it won't be standard stage. Whatever you play, whatever you can play, but it has to be so. Fortunately for them, because of grants and other things that comes to them, like everything they do is logged properly. They know how much you were paid. They know how many times, how many minutes you played for, what songs you played. All of that stuff is logged because you will get grants and stuff towards it. I mean, when you listen to the structure and setup, it's amazing.
It's interesting.
I can only compare it to Canada, but I'll just say I think the French system is amazing. So when they came on board and they wanted to do this, it was something that we supported, the Alliance supported. We wanted it to happen. And 2022-ish was when we had the conversation.
All right.
And it took a while, but finally, and we actually started doing last June, right?
Yeah, so June 2023, I think we started.
Was when you started, yeah.
It was when the MOU was signed.
Yeah, and it's going on till August.
No, well, no. It's the first part is done. The publishing side
is done.
Is done. The live part is still in the works.
Okay.
I'm not part of the live part, but I'm also part of the publishing. So.
All right. Now, Emily, let me come to you. So, how has the reception been for you? When you were coming in, did you envisage such reception? And when you came in, have they actually met your expectations? I mean, I'm talking about the reception and everything. How has it been for you?
Before she answers that, I'd like so Emily has been here for a while. I saw her back in like the 2022-ish when we were having those meetings with she's a DJ. She's out performing, so she's not like a stranger.
Like she's
she's out there having fun. So no.
All right, thank you very much for letting the cat out of the bag.
She's a DJ, good DJ. So yeah.
Wow.
Would you teach me if I come?
Of course. It looks more difficult than it actually is.
But it's fine. I mean, I host a show with a DJ. Special shout outs to you, DJ Mingo. I see him do his magic every time, and I'm like, that's interesting. That's interesting. But anyway, tell me, how's the reception been for you? When you're coming in, like I said, did you envisage such reception, and how's it been ever since you came in?
Right. So I didn't really have any expectations because I was also entering a world. Every industry has their own specificities, right? And so I was really entering without any expectation in that. It's been, I must say, it's been good. People were really interested. So the first 6 months of the project, I just had lots of meetings with a lot of different stakeholders, obviously under the guidance of Seven, of Kofi, the ministry, the CAA as well. So it was very insightful at first, and then it was interesting to draw different comparisons with the industry that I know a bit more, which is the French one. And so on the Ghana side, people were on board usually. Especially the people in the industry were happy that the lights were shed on certain aspects, that because music publishing, it's not like the touring part or the recording part. It's not as glamorous.
Yeah. It's relegated to the background, like okay, I'm done.
It's really mostly paperwork and legal stuff.
Yeah,
that's
we
what
don't
publishing.
like.
We don't like that. We don't like
those
paperwork.
things,
We don't like to read. So
anyway, but Seven, you have been like on a campaign.
Yeah.
I don't say against the industry, but then for the betterment of the industry.
Thank you very much. I like the way you worded that.
Yeah, for the betterment of the industry, because we feel like there are so many things that we can do to make the industry better, to make it good, to make it appealing for the international community to come. Like we have the French people now part of us because you led this. But you've also been unhappy with the industry. So what actually pushed you to say, okay, in as much as I'm not happy with this industry, I still want something like this to come to the industry?
Because I think if you listen to my rants and everything, you should come to the conclusion that I still want things done properly, things structured. And most of the artists are my friends, right? And I know how it'll end without these structures.
You're seeing the end.
Yeah, we'll be donating money to their health, for their health care and other things. Because it's happening now. Like, some of them, and it will happen again and again. It's this cycle. It never ends. And the music publishing to me is one of those things that could actually happen to them and save some of them. When there's a good music publisher, so basically a music publisher pushes your song like every time for decades to come. They're pushing it, they're trying to get it somewhere, And, if you can end outside of Ghana. So what we are trying to do is basically to be Ghanaian publishers, having some type of partnerships with publishers in Europe and in France, where the music is going not just here, but overseas, and we are getting some money off publishing from that end, because the publishing money on that side is really good.
It's heavy.
It's just heavy. It's heavy money. Like,
wow.
You can have one ad or TV commercial or something, and you could be okay for a year.
For a year?
Yeah.
From just one
From
ad.
just like sync placements or those other things,
Wow.
So your publisher is actually the one to try and get your song in a movie. That's what one of the things a publisher can do. They can get your songs and even on radio, back on radio, if anything. They can even arrange for remixes for you. So publishers are very important, but they're non-existent here. So we have songs that come out and die like in months.
Yeah.
They are dead, like they are gone. RIP. It's done. And the publisher is really supposed to be there to like keep it going.
All right. Now, I just want to run through a few things that you guys had planned or some of the things you worked on. So number one, on like the project scope is supporting the expansion of Ghanaian music industry through live and publishing, which you're talking about. Number two is the object and specifically, a co-construction between Ghanaian actors and French actors, and the traversal objective of promoting Ghanaian heritage. And then two components with two distinct objectives. Activities of the project, organization of awareness campaigns, organization of professional training for Ghanaian music entrepreneurs, networking between French and Ghanaian publishers, a report. How far with the report? Is it ready?
Which one?
A report on music copyright management in Ghana.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
No.
But how is it looking? How is the music copyright conversation in Ghana looking like? Do we even have one?
Let me answer that one. So during the program, I think by the fourth session or by the second session, the publishers or will-be publishers realize that everything really relies on or falls back on Gumroad. because if I'm a publisher and I have these artists, Sarkodie, Stonebwoy, Shatta, on my roster, the copyright money, copyright, the publishing money is mainly going to come from Gumroad. Yes.
And it's also not in its best of shapes.
Exactly.
At this point in time. So
if you read the thing, it's your title was like value chain.
yeah.
Yes, it has to be everything has to be working for everything to make sense. So Gumroad needs to work for publishing to 100% fully function. But I'm glad this happened, because when I was told they wanted to do this, that was the first thing that came to me, like, oh, if it does, I wouldn't have to chase Gumroad anymore. The publishing companies would now
chase Gumroad on your
because
behalf.
they need to pay them.
Yeah.
So guess what? I think the second session they clicked and they got it. Like, they understood exactly what this whole thing was about. So I was very, very happy when that happened, because now we need to make sure that Gumroad is working so publishing companies can make money from Ghana, and they also look outside of Ghana to make more money for our people here.
All right.
The older one more folks. So the older
ahead.
folks like Ibo Taylor.
Yeah.
He has publishing. So let's say, he has a song that Ludacris sampled.
Yes.
It means he makes publishing of that. I think it was for Usher or somebody. I
Yeah.
forgot who it was.
He was making money on that.
So the case with Obrafo and Manche,
Killer Cut.
they shouldn't be fighting, because the publishing company will handle that.
We'll handle it. Just sleep. Just relax.
Just relax.
We'll take your money and give it to you.
Company is supposed to do that.
Yeah.
So for them to introduce that to us, not that some people knew about it, but there hasn't been like the drive to push education towards it. So it's welcomed. We are very pleased that he came and we had this program session done.
Right.
And we touched more minds.
Good. Now, Emily, can you just give us a sneak peek into like the French music business? So there's a French artist, right?
Yes.
How, like, what are the components that makes it a business for you guys in like your country? Because for us, and I'm not shading anyone, but Seven will bear me out. For us, no, for us on this side, it is, so I am the artist, Seven is my friend. I'm like, oh, Seven, Charlie, can you do the marketing for me? He's like, oh, yeah, I go fit do am. Oh, okay, Charlie, Ben is my friend. Ben, can you be my road manager? Oh, yeah, I go do am. I go do am means I'll do it, right? So you realize that you surround yourself with your friends, and then later on, you are not seeing where the money is going, like who is receiving what. And I think there have been even instances where an artist has been billed for an event and the artist didn't know. Because his friend is with someone, has taken some money. All of these things happen. So can you just give me a sneak peek into how does it work in France?
Right. So, I mean, there's not like one size fits all kind of example. And obviously lots of artists are still, being managed by their friends and all of that. But usually, and I think everyone, not even in France, will tell you, when you're an artist, the first thing you're trying to do is get a lawyer, or at least someone that can consult for you so that they can read their contract. A lawyer, sorry, so that they can read your contract.
No, I want you to be emphatic on that. Reason being that, no, I'm being very serious.
Yes.
If we do a quick sampling right now, I can tell you, right, most artists do not have lawyers in their teams. Am I lying?
No.
Am I lying?
No.
All right. So I just want you to be very emphatic on that, because to be honest, I was waiting for you to say, oh, get somebody who is going to manage your schedule and everything, professional. But the very first person you're mentioning is a lawyer. That tells you how important such a person is in your team. So please go on.
Yeah, no, exactly, because it seems like in a lot of parts of the world, the artist has to do everything by themselves. So, for instance, this case with, is it Kobe Spikey? So the one who had to, whose song was sampled, exactly.
Yeah.
He had to do everything by himself. And it's amazing that he did this legal battle, but I think he did. Maybe he was surrounded by other people. I actually don't know.
I was.
Oh, sorry, you were there. Yes, you were. Fair enough. But I mean.
But the legal part was, it was, we had to go round and round and round. Like, truth of the matter was, Kobe's case, we couldn't find a lawyer who wanted a case.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Oh, it's in Egypt. Because COF is in Egypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the lawyers didn't know how to handle it. Where we are here, COF is in Egypt.
How do you?
What do we
so
do?
you need to get an international lawyer or somebody who even understands the jurisdiction of Egypt.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so they're all, yes, these types of issues. So where was I? Yes, so lawyer,
Yeah.
because you're an artist, the idea is to focus on your craft. And yes, then the
Get it.
boring parts,
Yeah.
please get someone else to do it. And obviously there's always the money issue, but then maybe you have a friend who went to law school, maybe you can ask a law student. There might be some tricks around it, right? And then I guess what makes some systems work is the fact that it's very formal and the fact that it's very transparent. So if you go on the SACEM, which is like the French Gamro, you will see all the songs that have been played, when, where, and how much you're making out of it. And so, yeah, so it's, I mean, but to be fair, it's been here for a long time. Like, I think
It was the first ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
The French
Gumroad system.
Yes.
The French Gumroad.
Yes.
Yeah.
First ever.
Yeah, it's called SACEM. It's the first ever.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been there since I think 1800s. I think.
Yeah. So like, for the little story, I think it was in 1851. And so there were two classical music composers that were just having lunch somewhere in a restaurant. And then they hear their music, like being played by musicians. And so they're like, well, it's our music. Where's the money? And so then they refuse to pay for the lunch. And and then this whole thing started.
Getting SACEM Gumroad.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very beautiful to hear there. But I find it very interesting that you're mentioning lawyers. Now, with the people who have been on the project so far, like the artists, the music executives, all of that, what would you say the impact has been when you look at it from their perspective? Because I know you've engaged them, you've spoken to them and everything. How's the impact been for them when you measure the work that you've done so far in the past few months?
Like I said, so before I go on, the lawyer thing, it's most of our lawyers are corporate lawyers.
They're not entertainment.
They're
lawyers.
not, I'll say, IP lawyers. They're not like in this industry, right? But then again, it's as if our industry doesn't have laws really, or nobody even knows the laws to go by. If I took Sarkodie's song and did whatever it is to it, is that laws against it? Like, is it something
But
specific?
we know we have the copyright laws.
We do have the copyright laws, yes. But our lawyers are not the IP lawyers. So everybody wants to go to corporate law, oil and gas. There's like nobody is attracted.
But why do you think it's so? I mean, let's digress a bit, but why do you think it's so? Is it because there's no money there?
Just stop. You just said it. Okay, let me move on.
So how can we then make money there?
Exactly, that's
Because if the artists are also not willing to pay good sums of money.
Maybe it's not like they're not willing to pay, but there's really no money to pay. Then I'll say, or a lawyer, like that's where you get like a junior lawyer, somebody like you can grow with. So hey, pro bono, but I'll pay you X amount if I get a record contract and it's worth X amount. I can give you 5% or 10% of it. You know, whatever arrangements you can have. You know, there's different arrangements you can have because even as an upcoming musician, you can have an arrangement with a studio with a music director. You know, because they don't have the money. So most of them are doing things based on agreements.
But then you are the same person who was fighting against, Charlie, let's not do things like, we are friends. Because that's how it starts.
No, we are not friends.
Yeah.
So, hey, let me use your studio. When I put my song on, if I make whatever money, let's say off a song, you're getting 5% of it. That's you doing things by the book.
So you have to sign a contract.
Sign a contract, rights, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, to me, the industry is all about agreements and contracts.
But it shouldn't just be by word of mouth.
No, it shouldn't just be, you're my friend. No, because I know friends who fall out because person is thinking, look, I produced for this guy for like 5 years and he finally blows up. Guess what? Now he wants to work with big up producers.
Yeah.
Doesn't even want to talk to. Yeah, so these things, it has to be. We are still friends, but that's the contract because humans change. That's our nature.
All right. Now let's go to like the impact from their point of view. I mean, because I saw quite a number of people on there, and I was smiling, you know, like someone like R the J, I was smiling, S the Legend.
I know why, because I know R the J is your favorite artist. I know. Every time I come in, he plays him 10 times. I know. So you should have been. That's why I invited you.
Come again?
That's why I invited you to the thing.
Yeah. By the way, it's fine. R the J, I'm being shaded for loving you. But it's fine. But R the J plays good music. Do you know R the J?
Of course.
Yes, of course.
He plays good music, right?
If R the J was there, it was because of her. So yes, she would know. She's a big woman. No?
I know. I mean, now you tell me. I can check up on her. Yeah. But you know, I saw some of the acts I saw in there was with big smiles. Yeah. So tell me first about the impact that they've had from their perspective, because I mean, we cannot talk to them now, but you have interacted with them. You've seen the impact or the effects that you've had on them and everything. And then I'll ask you the other question. If I ask you now, it will jinx what you're going to say. So yeah.
So the whole program was in 2 parts. One part was the music publishing, the boring one, the one that we were in classrooms for how many hours a day?
Lectures.
A lot.
A lot of hours a day. But the good French folks actually provided us with food. We had food like in the morning, and then we had lunch, so it was good. We didn't No, I mean that's every meeting in Ghana, people article what? How do you call it? Article?
No, item 13.
Item 13. Yeah, it has to be there, and it was there, so it was good. So we did the classroom bit. We did. I think we started with 25 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we started with 25.
22, I think.
No, I think we started with 25, but we ended up having 22.
Okay.
I think. Well, 1 or 2 people dropped out, but I'm guessing the ones who sat through the whole program. Because remember, it went from like June to like December.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, June to December. So, of course, people have schedules, they have things they're doing, but people, most of them made it to from the June to December when we had the sessions. And like I said, most of them were music marketers. That's what their bios and stuff. Those were the things that they really did, like NYB and a few other people, like music marketers. Some of them actually dealt with like metadata. Yeah. They did other stuff in the industry, not publishing. I think the one person who was known for publishing was Dana Hobson. Although she's also an artist, but she was there for publishing. So overall, the impact, I think, at the end of the day, people learned a lot. People realized that what we are missing. People realize what we're missing in the industry. So the impact on our side, I definitely can tell you from. So we have a WhatsApp page after everything, and the feedback is really good. We discuss like let's say like real life situations of what we've done, of what we did in the classroom, and people contribute to it, and they realize that there's some growth. They know what we're talking about. They know when we say publishing, with splits, with this and that, like they understand the terms. They understand exactly what's going on. And then the other side was the
is it a business?
Songwriting.
The songwriting, yes. Okay.
Songwriting camp, which I know she loved. Songwriting camp is a whole another. How many hours a day? It was the 9-ish, 9:30-ish to 8 o'clock every day for about 5 days.
Yeah.
Intense.
In the studio for 5 days like that. Yeah, it was
and you have been taught how to write songs.
Well,
taking you through.
You are collaborating.
Okay.
So now they brought 6 people from France, and they brought 6 people from here.
Artists
and producers.
Okay.
Artists and producers. So that's where S and that's where
R the
J. How he just glows when he says R the J. Anyway, so that's where they were all in. So it's like our people versus the French people, but it wasn't a versus. It was more like, hey,
collaboration. Let's come together. Iron sharpeneth iron.
Yes, this is, there was people from like different genres of music. There's rappers, there's singers, there's different genres of music, and outside too, they are doing different things. So how do we collaborate? Now there were 4 producers, 2 from Ghana and 2 from France. So we had Kovi, we had Nikwe, and then we had other 2 from.
This is my own Nikwe.
Who else?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
shout out to you,
amazing. He did one. I think he had one of the most amazing beats that I like. I like hip hop, so he did one that's truly amazing. But it's another guy from France who rivaled him.
Yeah.
But every producer was great. Like it was. So at the end of the 6 artists, Ghana, 6 artists, France, and out of the 5 days, they made 26 songs.
Yeah, so that was a lot. So the way it happened is that there were 4 studios, and there were 3 people in each studio every day. So 1 producer in each room, and then 1 artist, 1 songwriter. Sometimes they change, and so they were like a group of 3 every day, and the goal of every day is to make at least 1 track.
Yeah.
And they made more than one, and so the groups are changing every day.
And are these like songs that are ready to be released, or they are not going to be released, or what's going to happen to these songs?
So right now they're demos. So we had a listening party on the last Friday actually, which
I invited them. He didn't show up.
No, last Friday everybody was dragging me. I'll tell you after the show. Everybody was dragging me, so I had to. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. You will listen to them afterwards.
Yeah, sure.
And so, yeah, the reception was quite great, actually. They were all amazing. But obviously, since they were made in only less than a day, each of them, I think the producers, they're perfectionist people, so they will want to maybe
touch it a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Finish it up.
Fine-tune it to make it look better.
Exactly. And so, obviously, since we're in a project on intellectual property, we also need them to be cleared. We need them to be correctly. Everything to be properly done so that then we can release it.
Wow. Now there's this part of this whole project that you are raising funds for the pavilion in Trade Fair. Is it a round pavilion?
Round pavilion, yeah.
Good. I mean, why the need to raise funds to, renovate the round pavilion?
So basically, I think the conversation started in 2021, 2022. I think it was even with the Ministry of Finance, I think, who and some people there said, well, if you're looking for projects in general, there is the Ghana Trade Fair one, and things are happening there, so why not get in touch? And then, so the Round Pavilion, obviously, it's a beautiful piece of heritage. And so the idea is to preserve it and not put it down. And so when we entered it, we thought, wow, it would make such a beautiful cultural music venue. So we started to have different talks with the stakeholders there and all of that. And we're like, well, we're building a project about music, so why don't we kind of make all of our interests align? And so right now, what has been done, so we've worked with a couple people, so notably Kobe Graham, to kind of have a data about how a music venue should be run, how to start the business models. We've also worked with Ghanaian and French architectural companies to know how to transform the place and eventually make it a music venue, because when we started also our talk with the creative arts agency, they were telling us that it would be good to see how we can find more spaces for artists to perform, because it's also linked to their remuneration, find more spaces where they can perform with high functioning equipment. So currently we finished the reports on the business models, and now we're trying to go a bit further.
Wow, I am, to be honest, I'm really looking forward to the whole Round Pavilion being transformed into a music center or a cultural heritage something. I just pray that it doesn't end up being another great idea that's sitting on a piece of paper in someone's file on someone's desk.
No. When Seven is involved, I'll press next.
Come again?
And when Seven is involved, I'll press people's necks to make sure it happens. So don't worry, it will happen.
I'm really looking forward to it, because I've been to the trade fair a few times recently, and I have been very unhappy with what I saw. So when I saw in the reports that you guys are raising funds for the Round Pavilion, I was beaming with smiles, but then I was just like, would this actually happen? Because it's a great idea.
Yeah.
But would it end up on a piece of paper on someone's desk?
Well, it's a new government, so I would like to say yes, it will happen, but it's a new government. Let's see what they say, because it's basically it's public property for the government, so they have to this is our proposal. Hey, should we do it? Could we go ahead and do it? So hopefully not just that. Hopefully they will also take other ones. I'm praying that they also look at the other venues and incorporate everything
that
together. Because when we had the session, the publishing sessions, forgot to mention they had people from France also come and teach, and we provided like the local angle, the local contest to the students, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So, and they came basically with what happens in France, and France has thousands of performance spaces. So like an up-and-coming artist can have space of 100 people. You can move to 200, 300, 500, 1,000. Then it goes to like the bigger 50,000. So they have thousands of places where they perform.
They have the structure.
That is why, and then so it's like we have all these infrastructure for you to perform. So yeah, don't do 2-3 shows a year. Like do 45, 50 shows to show that yes, that's your career. And trust me, imagine our artists are able to do 50 shows a year, even 30 shows a year, 5,000 CDs a show. Like you'll be making more money than somebody sitting in the bank.
All right.
And 5,000 is something that you book them,
money.
right? Yes,
yeah,
good money.
That's some good money. But when you look at this project, I mean, now I don't want to call it a fest, but okay, let me say the first of many.
Yeah.
Right? It's done. What does the future of this project look like? Are you going to open it up again to another group of people to get on board? If there's a young creative who is listening to us right now, how can they get in touch? How can they learn about all of these things? Are you going to put the sessions together in a book or in a curriculum or something to share with people who also want to learn about this and everything? What's going to happen with this project, the future of this project, I mean,
Okay, so I think I have 3 points to answer to you.
Director, do you have time? Anyway, that's fine. No, I don't know.
Right,
Give us a bit of time.
I'll be very quick. Okay, so the first one is that we didn't really mention it before, but we did a campaign online called Play It Right. So in partnership with Jumbo Space, with the Copyright Office, and our usual partners, so the Ministry and the CAA. And so there were infographics about how to register your music, what's copyright, so it can be useful for both artists, their entourage, and anyone who wants to know about it, really. So we also have a series of podcasts about it, so 5-6 episodes of podcasts that you can find on Jumbo Space's website, I think, or on their YouTube page, or the Creative Arts Agency one. So that would be the first question to, if someone wants to get to know about it, there are these sources that will remain forever. The second one is that the future of this project, so since lots of connections have been made already between France and Ghana, so some of our people from the program came to Paris, and some people from Paris actually came to Accra as well, without us even telling them, please come. They just were really curious. So we had I think 2 French music publishing house that just came because they wanted to work. So they've been working with Kofi, they've been working with Seven, they've been working with some of our people. So the connections are made already at the private level. So second point. And lastly, I think this project has been globally successful thanks to all the amazing people that we surrounded ourselves with. So hopefully we can it can be the first of the many because we showed it worked well.
Yeah. All right, 7, 30 seconds before my director comes to cut my head. I mean, the future of this project and how does it make you feel?
The future of this project is we have talked to them to extend it, so they'll think about it. They'll let us know because it's all budgets and government stuff first before anything else happens. But all I can say is whoever was involved in the project, right? Teach other people. Our publishers are supposed to start companies, employ people and teach them. In a few years they will learn whatever and they could also go up and open theirs. The people involved in the writing camps, it was beautiful to see you go into a room, one of the recording rooms, and you see somebody from France telling, hey, this is vocally, do this. It happened a few times. I saw it and I was like, this is beautiful. I mean, they're coming with whatever they know and teaching us. They learned something. So whoever was in that room, go out and teach other people. We can't rely on, you have this knowledge. Yeah. Share it. Share it. I would always share knowledge if I have to. I just want them to share their knowledge. That would be like the immediate future. Let's do that while we try to negotiate other forms of help to the industry. Yeah. But
right.
we've done music publishing. Let's spread it. Let's teach each other. Then we'll come with something else, and then we'll move with that stuff.
Thank you very much, Seven.
Thank
I mean,
you,
it's
thank you.
always educative
right.
being here
That's
with you.
right. That's right.
And then also, thank you very much, Emily. I mean, the big woman that I'm meeting for the first time. I love to have fun, but I've not met you, so you give me all the places you play. I'll be there. We'll go for a quick break. When we return, I mean, I have Kwamina MP for you. Charlie, it's going to be a good one. And then also, Fifi Coman will be in their house. They can stay, don't go anywhere.